Boruto 2 Blue Vortex has another victim. It's not only Naruto and Sasuke whose lives are at stake, but Gaara as well. Oh my god.
You can't keep getting away with it!
But it's not only that. Boruto has finally teamed up with his brother to save them all. Our MC is so overpowered that he claims nothing phases him. Like, look at his aura, bro. Tell me an MC right now that has more. You can't.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
But Kawaki, on the other hand, is too weak and needs to get stronger so they can save the world. There are many more reveals like Shinki becoming a Shinju and the truth behind Boruto's karma with Momoshiki. I'm telling you, chapter 15 was so fire that I'm bringing the intro back. 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 15 begins the events unfolding in the Sand Village. Remember, Shinju and Clawgrime's code created have been invading all nations to devour people since they became sentient and search for Otsutsuki. They can instantly teleport through the Clawgrimes, making traveling across the globe too easy and difficult to deal with. Muegi's clone called Matsuri battles Gaara and Shinki's team, making them fight well. Gone are the days of GAARA being powerful enough. He's been taking hella L's lately, even losing to fodder trash like Urashiki. I mean, he did get one shot by Momoshiki, right? So chapter 15 displays another L for GAARA, but don't be so quick to judge, as it has great meaning to the story which I'll explore later on. His son Shinki tells him to unbind them as they want to help fight, but like a true Kage, GAARA is going to sacrifice himself to let them live on. Matsuri arrived at the Sand Village due to a clue left behind regarding the whereabouts of Kashin Koji. In chapter 13, Jura spared Boruto's life based on the idea of capturing Koji first, due to his vast intelligence that informs them of every future, giving crucial intel such as the nature of Thorn Souls. This meant Kashin Koji's Shinjutsu was too dangerous and could stop the Shinju plans. So when Juro was informed about Mitsuri's investigation, they decided to follow through. All of this leads to Matsuri destroying Gaara in battle, where he is dying, but he wants the future generation of ninja to carry on the will of fire. With Gaara accepting death, he declares his son the next in line to be Kazekage, but in an act of selflessness and pure love, Shinki breaks free to use his Iron Sand to demolish all the threats in front of Gaara and seal him away just like Kawaki did with Naruto. Now, let's not forget their backstory, because I know a lot of you skip the anime, but that's why you're subscribed, hitting the like button and the notification bell for the channel, because in Boruto episode 59, it showcased a young Shinki, unable to control his power, prompting Gaara to approach him. This is a direct parallel to his own life, as Gaara was seen as a threat and a weapon to the village. But unlike receiving resentment or being treated like an object, Gaara showcased love by embracing Shinki and offered to teach him how to use his power. It led to Gaara adopting Shinki as his own son, and in episode 122, he's shown to be proud of his heritage, telling Gaara their team won't tarnish his name. Even Tamari stated he cherishes the family and his greatest desire is to live up to their reputation, willing to put his mission above all else even if his heart tells him otherwise. This changes later on with Boruto's influence. As we all know, at this point of time, Shinki was this stoic character that's very serious. I mean, have you ever seen this guy smile or be happy?
No.
But during the One Tail Escort arc in the anime, we can see Boruto's influence on Shinki, where it truly made a difference that led to this emotional moment of saving Gaara in chapter 15. When Gaara asked Shinki what he learned from Boruto, he stated that he is a slave to his emotions, but learned to listen to his heart over direct orders at times, even accepting Boruto as a friend. So you see, the writers, they've cooked. You see how the coin has flipped? Now Shinki acted emotionally and Boruto in the time skip cannot at all, because everyone would die if he acted out of emotion. All of this leads to chapter 15, where Shinki states for the sake of the Sand's future, he cannot let GAARA die. But unfortunately, he ends up becoming a tree where his essence is consumed into a Shinju. However, there is some good news. The seal he used on GAARA will remain active as long as Shinki's alive, directly paralleling the situation with Naruto. But a Discord call is now running. Kankuro is informing Shikamaru about everything, and they realize the only way to save the Kazekage is to bring Shinki back to normal like Boruto claimed. Based on chapter 14, we know the Hokage is on Boruto's side now, working with Sarada to gather information and create countermeasures for the war, where Koji was listening the entire time with his frog and could help them out. This transitions us to Ryu, and bro, his design is gold. It's awesome. We have to admit, he's got aura and Ikemoto kinda smacked it. We know from chapter 13, Koji's prescience foresaw that the worst future was the arrival of Shinki Shinju. He takes a liking to Jura immediately and is respectful, as they take their mannerisms from whom they clone. His target is GAARA and can undo the seal, but Ryu immediately detects Code spying on them and drags him like a rag doll where they're about to kill him. The amount of disrespect here is immeasurable. Remember that his own creation called him a clown, and the writing just keeps handing him L's. But Jura claims they owe Code gratitude. After all, his dumbass was the one that birthed them. Remember, Boruto told this fool in chapter 2 that he needs to scrap the claw grimes before it's too late, and he even witnessed their revolt in chapter 4, where he went scared running instead of helping our MC. Yeah, this stupid ass clown still thinks he has authority over creation stronger than him?
You know, man.
Code informs Jura that they should kill Boruto as a first priority to create a chakra fruit, but Jura states the Shinju have evolved where their plans changed. Kawaki is fodder that can be used as well. So now we've learned that this is more to them than a simple god complex, because these Shinju were born from humans. They understand the concepts of emotion and desire, and they want to gain a sense of self to understand everything about the world to revolutionize their own species. So this is a brilliant expansion on the theme of whether or not technology is bad, as it adds to the whole idea of AI revolting and the creation going against the creator. He still thinks he can bark orders at them, and he claims the chakra fruit they produce after destroying the entire planet will be for him, and he will consume it so that he can become an Satsuki god. Whilst Jura over here, he's thinking to himself, he's like, I wonder what would happen if I ate it myself. This leads to Code getting angry that his creations are defying him and acting like Franklin from Snowfall.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down.
But guess what happens? He loses an arm instantly after attacking Jura and is defeated. So, you know that famous I'd win moment? Yeah, this guy Code out here, he's using I'd lose every time, living up to the curse. Code's screaming in pain like a loser. Obviously inspired by Dragon Ball, as Ikemoto uses its art as a reference. But like a nice guy, Jura thanks his creator once again for letting them enjoy every day to its fullest. He calls Code's life dull and gives him the low-tier god speech that his life serves zero purpose, yet he can give meaning by brightening it up with color. So he proceeds to give a deal out of respect. Kill Boruto Atsuki and Koji in exchange for the chakra fruit. Now the other Shinjus such as Mamoishi feels happy witnessing his downfall as he's cloned from Bug. This dude was belittled and was pretty much a slave to Code. Bug blamed him for dragging him into this mess from chapter 71. So on the inside, the Shinju can feel anything that the original person would, once again foreshadowing why they want to devour the person closest to them. However, with this deal made, Code promises to have the last laugh, which links to Boruto chapter 71, because all these failures are just a setup for him to finally get what he declared, that he will wreck everything, including all that is precious to Boruto and Kawaki, which is linked to Momoshiki's prophecy, of course, and then destroying the Konoha village, which we already saw in the flash forward. Code represents this idea of pure ambition and the destruction that can come from it. His goals are not necessarily about personal growth or even power for its own sake, but about fulfilling a perceived higher calling, bringing about the Otsutsuki's vision of the world. This gives him a purpose, but also renders him almost emotionless in his cruelty and determination. Basically, Code serves as a direct foil to Kawaki and Boruto. For example, whilst Kawaki rejects the Otsutsuki and their influence on his life, Code embraces them fully. Both are connected to the GAARA organization and its leader, but their paths diverge in opposite directions. Kawaki's journey is about redemption and finding a new sense of self-worth, whereas Code's is about losing himself to his obsession with the Otsutsuki and starting anew by joining their race. He's also a contrast to Boruto, who struggles with his own identity due to his karma and connection to Momoshiki. Now in contrast, Code revels in his connection to them, seeking to fully become one. This difference highlights the varying ways in which individuals respond to destiny and the burdens placed upon them. Now, you can't make this shit up now, but as soon as Code leaves the room, the Shinju instantly betray him and decide that they are allowed to kill him the next time they see his ugly face. But you know who's not ugly? My MC, the Aura King, Young Lord Boruto.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
He's sitting on Naruto's monument waiting for Kawaki to arrive. Ada is watching everything, and Kawaki ponders why his bro didn't rat him out to everyone in chapter 14. He retorts that nothing good would have come out of revealing the truth, as the people would believe whatever they want, and it could have caused a civil war or even more confusion. Boruto wanted Konoha to operate as normal, and he's fine being known as a rogue shinobi that must be eliminated. Why, you may ask? Because my MC, he has the strength to be unfazed no matter what happens, thanks to Sasuke and Kashin Koji's training. However, a huge reveal regarding Momoshiki has now arrived. Kawaki realizes Boruto can't control the Karma Seal, but he explains that 2 years ago, whilst fighting against Code, he used its power for the first time after leaving the village. Remember, this is the fight we saw in chapter 5 that led to Sasuke sacrificing himself. Boruto claims that Momoshiki was taking over at that point, where he stopped being himself, and it felt like he was dying even though still conscious. Now, because of this PTSD, Boruto banned himself from using the karma ever again. In the last 3 years, after the rant in chapter 80, Momoshiki, he's been silent until the karma trigger brings him back out. Kawaki realizes that Boruto, wait a second, my bro is deteriorating even more, and his bro is dying with little time left. Now, what Boruto is referring to here, you're probably wondering what is going on. Well, it's chapter 72. Momoshiki told him that he will live Boruto's life for him, and taking his body is enough. Boruto can cower away in the psyche for eternity, where he will never let him die, since he's a precious vessel. Where Boruto promised even back then he would never let Momoshiki shove his consciousness away and make him appear once again. When he was yapping in his mind that he should give up in chapter 80, he praised Boruto's strong resolve, and Sarada affected fate itself by pushing Sasuke to become Boruto Sensei. As Momoshiki claimed, the future he saw was never meant to go like this. So ever since he saw that epic speech by Boruto that he will remain a shinobi that will end this just like Naruto would, he's left speechless for 3 years, calculating his next move that Boruto doesn't have the slightest idea on what it is. This leads to Boruto informing Kawaki that they can't deal with all the Shinju alone, especially Juro, since in every future, he is the one that kills Boruto, and the dude literally slapped up Kawaki, made him a joke king within 1 second in the previous chapter. Now this is like the 15th death flag for Boruto's character in the manga, as he makes Kawaki promise once again to kill him if Momoshiki takes over his body. But as of right now, Kawaki is too weak to even pull this off, which is why Boruto calls him out for being a freaking bum. He informs Kawaki that unsealing Naruto was one of the ways to unleash more of his strength through training, but now that will take too much time since 3 years have passed, and since Boruto has seen countless future visions with Kashinkoji Shinjutsu, he tells his brother that sooner or later he will come to a realization that he already has. Boruto tells Kawaki that Amado has been lying that entire time about his true power. Just like Code and the other cyborgs, he put a limiter on Kawaki's attack but increased his defense and restoration abilities, which is stopping Kawaki from attaining the goal of destroying all Otsutsuki in the first place. And now he's completely useless. After all, Amado has his own desire to use Kawaki to revive his daughter and hides all sorts of intel for his own benefit. For example, Kawaki's karma contains the biological data of his daughter, Akebi Sanzu, and he can make that data into a clone of her in order to facilitate her resurrection. Now, what if Kawaki has a part of Shibai's DNA, the Otsutsuki god, to unlock another Shinjutsu as well? Because it's then revealed that the old man is watching everything through Kawaki's eyes. He's this biological tool just for him, and Boruto is telling the complete truth. But Amado, he's making a fatal mistake, as he was only anticipating a limitless code level of power, not someone like Juro, who is stronger than anything we have ever seen. So with Boruto planting the seed of doubt in Kawaki's mind, he's one step closer to settling this beef as a simple quarrel within the family. But Kawaki declares once again that all Otsutsuki must be eradicated, as they are the root of all evil, which makes their fated finale fight the only possible outcome, just like future Boruto stated. But for now, they are teammates with our MC's aura, ranking up millions of points, fam, because he tells his bro not to drag him down like a little bitch. Now, to enjoy more peak fiction, watch this video about how Isagi became the #1 striker in Blue Lock.